about it right now, everything's okay. No matter where you find yourself, no matter what kind of stuff is going on in your life, underneath it all, everything's actually alright. You're okay. You have more power than you might be giving yourself credit for. And if you have something that's going on in your life right now that's challenging, painful, it's just a reminder to take a little bit better care of yourself. You're worth it. You can have this feeling anytime you choose.
Hi everyone, my name is Parth and welcome to Project Karma Yogi podcast, where we discuss how to attract extraordinary success and become a better version of ourselves every day. Did Will Smith act like a real man at the Oscars? The short answer is no, absolutely not. As much as I like Will Smith's carefree attitude, his inclination towards personal and spiritual growth, and his incredible cinematic work, it breaks my heart to say that Will was out of line during the Oscars night. One of my favorite Stoic quotes that I always keep at the back of my head, mainly to regulate my own passions, is the following one by Marcus Aurelius. Quote, "Keep this thought handy when you feel a fit of rage coming on. It isn't manly to be enraged. Rather, gentleness and civility are more human and therefore manlier. A real man doesn't give way to anger and discontent, and such a person has strength, courage, and endurance, unlike the angry and complaining. The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength." End quote. Meditations 11.18.5b. And so, as I got to know about this incident online, I immediately referred to this quote and employed it in understanding who truly was at fault here. Building up on the previously mentioned quote by Marcus Aurelius, here's what Ryan Holiday writes in his book, The Daily Stoic. Quote, "Strength is the ability to maintain a hold of oneself. It's being the person who never gets mad, who cannot be rattled, because they are in control of their passions, rather than controlled by their passions." End quote. It's easy to come to the conclusion that Will let his emotions get the better of him, and Chris, who kept his cool and to his credit kept the show going without any interruption, emerged as the real man. If we address one key truth in this unfortunate incident, the person who ended up getting the hurt most was Will himself. We are all connected. And so, when you hurt someone, you hurt yourself too. Pain finds its way to you as well, one way or the other. Even though Will won the Academy Award for Best Actor, the movie industry's highest honor for a male performer, he couldn't enjoy his achievement fully. He was still hurting from what happened just a while ago, and that massively diluted his joy of accomplishing such a worthy feat. Please don't get me wrong, his notion of standing up for his wife was not wrong. The intent was right, but the execution was wrong. He chose the immediate and extreme route of violence that not only ruined the mood of the night at Hollywood's most prestigious event, but also severely tarnished his own precious moments of hard-earned victory. I encourage you to read an essay I wrote last year, "When you hurt others, you hurt yourself too," as it beautifully ties in with the subject we are discussing today. I'll post a link to this essay in the show notes. If you consider yourself to be a hot-headed person, please read it multiple times and get it ingrained in your system so that you diminish the chances of committing the same mistake when you find yourself getting agitated. Side note, I'm a work in progress, so this applies to me too. What we can learn from this incident is that there's no one in this whole wide world who doesn't face the threat of losing their calm in an instant and doing something stupid, such as resorting to violence to get back at the other person. No one is immune. It can happen to me, it can happen to you. And that's why we must train ourselves consistently to maintain a strong grip on our emotions. The sad part is that a certain subset of Will's fans who look up to him, especially the youth, if not properly guided, could easily get wrongly influenced by this incident. They might take up an act of violence as a route in similar situations and consider it acceptable manly behavior. But this would never serve them well and even lead them to undesirable and dangerous consequences. Violence is a toxic act for everyone involved, and so we must be careful and vigilant at all times, no matter how wise and calm we think of ourselves to be. When emotions are stirred, and if we don't have the necessary wisdom and tools to curb them, anything can happen. The bottom line is that if it happened to Will, it can happen to anyone. So be careful and do your best to show up as the best version of yourself every day. Before I wrap up this episode, here are my final thoughts. Will is an amazing person, a beautiful human, and an inspiring public figure. These are tough times, but I'm sure he'll bounce back and emerge as a more loving and giving man because of this. Please don't dismiss him yet. We need more people like Will to make this planet a beautiful haven for all. Chris has my immense respect and admiration for the way he has handled this incident so far. He was doing his job, and even though he encountered a huge bump on the road, he still kept going. A great example of calmness and resilience, Chris is someone we can all look up to when things go drastically out of hand. In spite of all the eyes staring at him during such an embarrassing incident, he went straight to the script and kept the event going. Let's acknowledge that this is not easy and can be only done by a man of true integrity and power. In addition to this, Chris never pressed any charges against Will or talked ill of him in public, at least not up until the time of this recording. He kept his emotions private and did his best to not worsen an already bad situation. Kudos to him. If you're facing a personal or professional challenge and would like to seek guidance and help from yours truly, go ahead and schedule a mentoring session. Just go to parthsahani.com and click on the mentoring tab in the menu to get more details. Also, check out the Better Thrive store where you will find personal development, success and philosophy merchandise to help you become better and thrive in the modern world. And lastly, I would be really grateful if you could give a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, because this will help others discover this show and I'll be able to inspire more people and convey meaningful information to a bigger audience. Focus on your actions and let go of the outcomes, because success is a journey, not a destination, and we need to keep working towards it every single day. Thank you so much for your time and attention, and I'll talk to you soon.